This is the sound of Black Sabbath returning to their roots. It's the band's first album for more than 3 decades to feature vocalist Ozzy Osbourne, along with fellow original band members guitarist Tony Iommi and bass player Geezer Butler. They credit producer Rick Rubin for helping them overcome their initial apprehension.
He sort of suggested we go back to the old spirit of the way we used to do things, like live in the studio, with a sort of a jam feel, live in the studio kind of feel, and that gave us the sort of direction to go in.
We carry on with 30, 40 years since I last sat down and listened to the first album. I mean, you know, because you move on, you think that's, and you challenge yourself. So it's like, as I said earlier on, it's like asking the Beatles to go back to Please Please Me, you know, and they go, what?
The band had to overcome several obstacles to complete the new album. Original drummer Bill Ward was replaced by Rage Against the Machine's Brad Wilk on the new album after a contractual dispute, and Tony Iommi was diagnosed with cancer.
He never complained once. He never, I mean, he just kept it to himself, and I thought, you know, I think, I'd be thinking it's the end if it was me. My wife beat cancer. I didn't know anybody that beat cancer.
He was an inspiration to us while we were doing the album.
Yeah,
it was nothing would stand in his way. He just got on with it and got through it. And we thought, well, if he can do that, then I can do that, you know. And so we persevered with it.
To find the source of the solution.
Ozzy Osbourne recently apologised to his bandmates and wife Sharon after admitting he'd relapsed into a cycle of drink and drugs. But he says he's been sober now for 4 months and ready to take the album on the road. But touring now is very different from the band's wildest days.
I don't really go to clubs or bars, or I just stay in my room most of the time.
Do the gig, then go to bed.
Black Sabbath were a band that was created by some London mogul. We were 4 guys. They had a dream, and it came so bigger than our wildest expectations. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me, Black Sabbath.
Man had not long since set foot on the moon when Black Sabbath had their first #1 album in the UK. It took a record-breaking interval of 42 years and 8 months to repeat the fact, and now they've landed their first #1 in the US. At times, it felt like the beginning of the end for the band, but may in fact be merely the end of the beginning. Neil Curry, CNN.